T minus 1 minute. T minus 50 seconds. T minus 40 seconds. T minus 30 seconds. T minus 20 seconds. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Oh no, Lord. I'm back. Not gonna have to learn how to real lip read, y'all. That's my fault. It's been so long since the last time I've done one of these that I muted the mic when I got off and didn't unmute it. How genius am I? So let's start this over again. Roll call. I am seeing Sherry, Jarella, Miss Judy, Crabapple's back in the house. Good to see you. Shmee should have swallowed. Baby, I love that name because I couldn't agree more. Okay. I saw that Amber chick floating. I see Nora Pondu. La-di-da. How are ya? Oh, aside from brain farts, all is well. Hi, SH. Sure, that works for me, Shmee. Let's blame Hannibal. We'll make Hannibal the fall guy. So, well, that's a very useful skill. On those videos where people like to mute their stuff thinking that they're trying to hide something, you got an in there because, we got a lot of them people that like to do that thinking that they're going to be slick. So it's a handy trick there. Yeah, it's always Hannibal's fault. Always. Hey, Rebecca, how are you doing today? So, like I was saying that y'all couldn't hear, it's been a little bit. And I apologize for the long time frame in between lives and all. Life happens, Still got life happening as we speak simply because, I don't know what it is about me, but one of the nursing homes that I go to all the time apparently got my number, I guess, from the agency or from one of the workers or something, and have been texting me nonstop trying to get me to come in on days when I'm not scheduled. And while I do appreciate the compliment, there's a reason why I'm not scheduled. I do not want to work all the fucking time no more. I am well past that point. I am not fixing to run myself wide open, and I'm especially not going to do it with 2 hours notice. They were trying to get me to come in for 7 p.m. tonight on no sleep during the day. Don't you love it when stuff like that happens? It's just kind of like people that work in positions of, authority, they seem to forget that people have a life outside of work. And it's just like they don't really consider the prospect that you have an entire day that you've pre-planned and you're carrying out, and that there's a distinct possibility that even though you would normally work at night, that you don't live your entire life at night. It's just weird that sort of thing happens. Oh, hey, trust. I used to act my wage quite a bit. I used to run my ass off. I used to work like I wasn't never gonna see another paycheck again. But I ain't doing that no more because I ain't getting no younger. My health ain't gonna continue to get better. It's only gonna continue to get worse. I'm not gonna abuse myself no more. Especially when, you find out really easily that no matter how dedicated you may be to wherever it is that you may be working, they are not dedicated to you in an equal fashion. You could keel over dead on their premises, and they will have somebody coming in to replace you before your body even gets cold. So I'm not doing it no more. I feel like I kind of miss a bunch of people's lives lately. I hate it, but life calls. Right. Yep. Oh, girl, you said it. You said it. And the thing is I'm not even their employee, and they calling me trying to get me to come in. Especially. Right. Just because I ain't got no children don't mean that I ain't got no life and that I ain't got things I want to do. It's just like, come on now, y'all. Always. Thank you, Judy. That's so nice to know. Yeah, see, I am all about the work-life balance. Everybody should be. Even if you do got bills you got to pay, you can still find some sort of balance. You don't have to work yourself slapped to death simply because of the bills. I mean, sometimes you can't avoid it, but you can always find some method of balance, some way, somehow. Yep. My old job used to try to call us in all the time. A lot of Ross's retreat. No, it's not. And a lot of places do that. I agree wholeheartedly. And I had that happen a lot coming up, especially early in as a younger person. I had that happen all the time, and now most of it is because, I'm not married. So they automatically assume, well, she's not married. That must mean she couldn't possibly have a life, which, I mean, it ain't like I'm going on extravagant trips and, exotic adventures or anything, but I still like my time at home just as much as the next person. Just because I don't have children and husband and all that stuff doesn't mean that I'm not allowed to be able to have some downtime to myself and just relax and just do whatever I feel like doing. That's the whole point behind working, so that you can stay home, and enjoy the fruits of your efforts. But a lot of people don't seem to get that. My boss once said, I don't have kids. I can work 7 days straight. I told her I was scratching my ass. I was getting my second job. It takes them. Well, that's the deal. A lot of these places that I work at, they know that I only work the one place. And I've made it abundantly clear that I am not going to be one of these people that are going to be on call at the drop of a hat. If I wanted to do that, I would be in a position of management somewhere, and I would be on call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I've done that job. I don't want to do that job either. I want to come in when I feel like coming in. I want to do my time. I want to clock out. I want to go home. That's where I'm at. It really shouldn't have to be more complicated than that. Yeah. So, okay. There has been a lot of full-on bullshittery of late with these girls. I'm not getting into this whole MLM and this stuff cures this stuff and it's FDA approved and it's in the PDR and all that bullshit. First off, every bit of that is fucking lies. We all know that. FDA does not approve supplements at all, ever, nor will they, because you can't regulate them, especially when they're not made in the United States. Number two, she's making promises that absolutely cannot be upheld, like somebody curing their asthma. Come the fuck on. There is no such thing as curing your asthma. You can put it into remission so that you're asymptomatic, but that's about it. That's a multi-level marketing program, Karma, and that's exactly the arc that we're in with Miss Foodie now, where she's peddling snake oil, basically. Hello, Hannibal. Exactly, and that's something that this one is not intelligent enough to really comprehend, and I think she's pretty much banking on the fact that the people that are watching her are not intelligent enough to comprehend that either. So, there you go. Shmi says, Hannibal, it's all your fault, just in case. I didn't know she's still allowed to have. I don't know either, but, somehow she's sliding by. Right. Yep. She is absolutely 100%. She would probably realistically get more vitamins and minerals out of actual clean eating of regular fruit and veg than she's probably getting out of that flavored doctored Metamucil that she's trying to sell right now. Hey, Moonface Pondu, good to see you, dear. Took a day off. My dad's medical practice boss called, left voicemail. If you have time later today, can you go to work at the other store? I texted him and I assume you said just kidding at the end. Don't you love it when that happens? As negligence, people make medical decisions based off of what they see on social media. Yes, and that's exactly why people are saying that realistically that could open Foodie to lawsuits, the company to lawsuits, and it could result eventually in having her page taken down for medical misinformation, because everything that she is saying is based off the sales tactics of the woman that got her to sign up. That would be like me trying to sell one of you all the car out here and saying, oh, I just drove it yesterday and it's only got 100 miles on it. It's been garage kept, By the way, I've only owned it for a week, but it's an amazing vehicle. First off, how you going to know what you're getting when you're taking the word of somebody who's trying to sell something to you? It's purely asinine how it is that she seems to think that what she's been fed to get money out of her is going to be valid enough information or provable information to keep this from biting her on the ass. Nutty made a point. At least it's not a cherry, but she's an independent contractor. Concerned they can allow her to assume all the risk. Oh, absolutely. All this to keep. Girls, some people are just beyond desperate. You know how that goes. Hi, Learning to Live. Good to see you, my dear. Oh, so let's talk about something real quick. I'm noticing a trend, and I'm sure you guys are too, of this whole Drunk Lynn IG video upload bullshit, okay? And you guys know how I feel about this whole Drunk Lynn thing and the fact that she's trying to co-opt an alcohol problem that she has never had and probably still does not have. But instead of saying now, I've gone a year without drinking, you guys, because, I was having such trouble struggling, to now Drunk Lynn is turning into a personality for us. I made that comment that she's using it being fake. And I personally think that she would probably be better served that, she's realistically just using it as a chance to act like an ass. And if she just wants to be an ass, she can be an ass without involving alcohol in it at all. So I had somebody jump back at me in the comment section saying that I have no business gatekeeping whether or not normal people can drink or not. Now, I ain't saying old girl can't drink. She can drink until she passes out on the floor if she likes. I don't give a damn. But let's just call it what it is. Let's just call it what it is. This is not old girl actually drinking. I don't believe. And if she's drinking, she ain't drinking enough to do shit to her. So I want to start with that. Screen. Oh, nope. Wrong screen. Ooh, I'm out of practice, y'all. Hi, Tangled. I feel like everything with ALR. Oh, yeah. Look how quirky I am, you guys. It's fucking irritating. Yeah, drunk people are idiots. I agree with that, but apparently because I'm in recovery, I'm a gatekeeper of other people's drinking habits when I really don't give a fuck. It's wild. Hey AJ, at least you made it, love. We'll take you however we can get you, honey. Hey Jojo B. So let's talk about this right here real quick. Wait, okay, I'm making sure I got all the volume set. Here we are saying she has opened her second buzz ball.
A little Lego thingy. This is to help, like, if you put a Lego in the wrong spot. It's supposed to help with that, but honestly, I just use my teeth. Oh, I'm red. Okay. Let's just ignore that. Actually, oh my God. Let's just, I'm looking like a wild child.
So this is the presentation we're getting. I mean, take a look at some of the faces and the behaviors that we're seeing.
You know, I'm 32.
I mean, look at that. So here we are. And I broke this down for you. As you can see right here on the screen, female, 518 pounds. It's been an hour since she started drinking. She has had 200 ml drinks with 15% alcohol. Look at where her blood alcohol level is, y'all. This girl ain't had enough of nothing to do nothing to her, and she comes out here with the I swear to Christ, it's aggravating to me. She wants so desperately to be drunk Lynn and to be this so edgy and all this stuff. It's like, come on. First of all, there ain't nothing edgy about being drunk and stupid, number one. Number two, boo-boo, we done seen you drunk. We done seen you drunk. We know what you look like drunk.
But when I do drink, you guys see me drink. I don't think I've ever drank without showing you guys because I'm 13 years old who just found the alcohol in my parents' cabinet.
And there she said it for us all.
I already have.
And see, this is how you know that this girl's intoxicated. She gets fed up with her own fuckery when she's had enough alcohol.
Gel pens, but gel pens is most slowed up because of the holidays. That's literally all it was.
Yep, yep, right there. The flushed chest, the flushed face, but it ain't just that. There is really, really obvious tells for her because the whole, oh, well, I like it because it amplifies some feelings and it dampens down some feelings and it irks the holy living piss out of me, this whole bravado, because I'm 23. And she's barely drinking enough to do any fucking thing to her. It's like, come on. This is behavior that all of us went through at 15 and 16 and 17 before we realized what real drinking actually was. This whole video right here is her tore the fuck up.
No, you guys, I promise this is like, I'm totally coherent. Like, why?
This is Amber drunk.
Like, I'm so like,
this is Amber drunk.
Everyone should love everyone. It's so crazy. I just want people to be nice. Neither do I. I don't feel real.
Isn't it interesting that she said that when she is fake as fuck?
Oh my God, it's no, I just want everyone to love everyone. Like, that's so important.
How many times have y'all heard a drunk person say, I love you, man. I love that person. I love this person. I love everybody. I want everybody to love everybody. I have been around enough drunk people to know if they get to that stage, they drunk. all this TikToking and IGing and all this other bullshit that she's doing, it is all performative. And I am sick and tired of the fakery. If you want to act an ass, just act an ass. Don't involve the alcohol in it. It's not necessary. In all sincerity, I think we all know that she is kind of an ass. Naturally. We've seen her do it. But wants to declare herself so authentic. I'm sorry, but I'm just over this whole little personality. Oh, look at my new personality thing, because she doesn't have somebody to suck a personality off of. Quite true. But, you know, I can deal with that over somebody doing that whole thing that she's been doing. I mean, I would take somebody who's a drunk crier any day of the week. Exactly. So this whole inner IG, come on now. Come on now. Well, see, and that's okay. I mean, I get that. I mean, every culture is different, but it's just like, come on now. I mean, this is not a cultural thing. This is her being an idiot. Hey, y'all, God, what I want. Yeah. Hey, I got my feelings about. I got my feelings about some stuff, and I've been walking around just irked by this for a little minute now, and I just like, you know what? Let's just talk about this, because she's fake. Oh my goodness! Congrats, Killjoy. Thank you. Let's see. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. No question on that. She is trying to do whatever she can to get some sort of response out of somebody. Oh Lord, she's so lonely. She's having to drink to deal with her problems, and let me just try to help her. I done said it before. I done said it again. This heifer ain't an alcoholic. She ain't got a drinking problem. She never has had, because I'll be honest with you, I don't think she drinks like that because she's worried about the calories that she's putting into herself. She would rather eat them calories than drink them. But that's just me. As bad as that might sound. Girl, Jade is flat done over her nonsense. She is sick of her. Right. That's exactly the point that I had made. It's like, first off, you want to be an ass, just be an ass. Own it. You're more likely to get a better response if you act an ass simply because you want to be one than it would be for you to try to go, look guys, I'm like 32. And then try to pass it off as, oh my God, it was like the alcohol guys. And it's like, the only way I would believe that two buzzballs would put anybody down enough into anything in relation to blood alcohol would be if you were a 90-pound, 20-year-old girl who just got into college. That would be the only way I'd believe it. But at 518 pounds, I don't think so. And let's be real, we know old girl ain't drinking on no empty stomach. We know it. I just can't with her. She was like, what was that? Oh, bless it. That's so cute. Killjoy, I am so happy for you, honey. That has got to be amazing. Right, Moonface. As actual alcoholics will sit down and will hide shit all over their house. They will walk around perpetually chewing gum. They're going to do anything and everything to try to keep people from knowing. They're not going to be going on IG and all this other stuff trying to put it out there on Front Street unless you are so far gone into it that you just don't care, like S-Jam. S-Jam just doesn't give a damn because he's already plastered when he turns the camera on. He's not even thinking about it at the point that he turns it on and starts getting going. That makes perfect sense, Moonface. You are literally she is literally more than twice your size. So I don't see that happening at all, you know? But I also don't think she's drinking more than 2 of them at a time either, That too. Look how cool I am, you guys. Look how cool it makes me. And despite the thought on the matter, she does, you're right, she thinks it's fucking cute and it's quirky, and it's not. It is absolutely not. And I'm not gatekeeping drinking for nobody. If you an earth person and you ain't got no alcohol problems, cool. Do you. Throw it back. Enjoy it for me and for you. Because I can't. I know that I can't. I am just simply not made to, which is absolutely fine with me. Because, realistically, I think we know any recovering alcoholic, there ain't nothing stopping us from going out and picking up one if we want to. But it's the damage that it does in the long run that we know about that makes us go, it ain't worth all that. I don't care. I don't care if anybody else does it. Knock yourself out. I get mad when people would use that. I had a bottle. I was like at a party for one, y'all. Thank God. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I agree. I've been there. Been there. Oh, enjoy that. That sounds really good, actually. Right. And that irks me. How you going to sit here and say on IG that you prefer to be the older person in a relationship, but you got the mentality of a 13-year-old child? That's probably the reason why her and Jade didn't work out, because even though she was older than Jade, mentally, Jade was more mature than her. And Jade got fed up with her shit. Yeah. Self-control is a skill. Yeah, that's very, very true, Tangled. And it is lacking. It's lacking for a lot of people just in different issues like food or gambling or drugs, you name it. That's why people asking ALR if she feels like she could get addicted to gambling. And she's like, no, it doesn't feel addictive to me yet. Pumpkin, old girl gets addicted to every damn thing she puts her hands on. So the likelihood that it's coming is pretty good. And it's going to creep right up on her. She ain't going to know what to do. I had a friend that thought he was being slick and using my house as a bar. Ooh, girl, I don't blame you. Don't blame you. Yeah, see? And you thought you was fooling everybody, didn't you? And I bet everybody around you knew. I don't blame you not one little bit in that, Nutty. I would have been told them, nope, sorry. Yep, zero self-control. I just left hella comments in ALR's comments section. Shame on me. You do whatever you got to, honey. Hey, if it makes you feel better, I can't fault you. Jade was the wrong one for Amber's BS. I knew it when she wouldn't go on camera. She was not going to stay. Oh, yeah. Yeah. 100% on that. The fact that she wouldn't let Amber talk her into dropping her job, when that part came out, I was like, ooh, yep, she keeping that foot in the door. She's making sure that door stays open. This will probably hang on for a while, but this one ain't going to be permanent. Right. But we know too, with people like ALR and the fact that she has a very addictive personality type, you can cross addict all day, every day. It happens. So, and we know old girl likes to do scratch offs and she likes the feeling of winning a little bit of money. So, the more she goes and the more she finds that she has fun and that she's enjoying herself while she's doing it, it's possible, I'm drinking a frozen berry slush, non-alcoholic, Bella. Hey, do it up, Pat. Do it up. Okay. Ooh, they speak to a Holly. My thoughts exactly. Okay, so let's talk about our favorite of the girls, our resident sociopath. Old Foodles here. Ooh, see, and that's what I don't think she realizes. So this is This is not from the last couple of days. This is the whole prior conversation in relation to our health and all of these moments of transient self-realization that she had. And I thought we'd just have a real quick little blow through on those and just kind of talk it out.
For a long time, my mom was a single mom, and she had to work or go to school. She was young, and I had to be left with a lot with my grandmother on my dad's side. My grandparents on my dad's side are both dead. My grandfather on my dad's side was morbidly obese, and then my grandmother, heavy smoker.
So here we are. We're blaming our obesity on mom working and going to school, on grandpa being obese, on grandma being a smoker. But, ain't not nary one of these people hold her down and stick food in her head. This is one of the issues that I have with Foodie, is that she takes zero responsibility for the current state that she finds herself in. I'm sorry, and I say this as somebody who is very empathetic to other people's problems and other people's circumstances. But I also say it as somebody who has been through my own individual set of shit, and here I am on the other side of it. You cannot control what happens in your childhood, but you can absolutely control what you choose to do with the end result once you become an adult. Once you out of the house and you are not under somebody else's roof and you are not under somebody else's rules, the blame can no longer be placed on them. From that point forward, you are a fully functional, capable adult. From that point, the bag is all on you. So here we are, on 40 damn years later, still trying to blame people that she probably ain't been in their presence in 30 years. In relation to her grandparents, it's probably been 30 years since her grandfather and her grandmother passed away. And she is blaming them for her shitty capability in relation to managing her own mental and physical health. It's your responsibility exactly to take care of your problems. I agree. What's the saying? I can't control my circumstances, but I can control my choices. Agreed wholeheartedly. And I say that as somebody who took the step to make the choice to have control over my choices. Everybody out there watching right now, watching on the replay, people who will catch this God and whenever, every single one of us out there has been through something that has caused us some kind of spiritual, emotional, or physical injury along the way. But a lot of us choose not to dwell in it, but to move past it, to use it to make us stronger and more equipped for whatever might come our way later. It is all about them choices. My lack of control over circumstances is part of why I ended up being an alcoholic. And you know what? I finally got sick of it and said, you know what? I don't have control over this because I am not a God and never will be. So I've got to make the choice to do something better, to do better and to be better. And that alone was a first choice in a long line of choices since then. And here I am, 14 years later, still sober. So her blaming her family, her grandparents who probably loved her, irritates the fuck out of me. Exactly, Jarella. And that ain't got fuck all to do with it. And for some reason, she don't want to hear all that. Exactly. Spent today making important phone calls, ordering paperwork, making appointments, all through panic attacks, silent sobs. Mama got this. It ain't going to be a breeze in the park, but I just got to do it. You're right, Killjoy. You're right. That is what the fuck adulting is learning to manage even when we feel like we're going to fall apart. Thank you, Sherry. That was a 2-for-1 sub deal, if you can believe that. The day after she comes on and says, I've got diabetes, like the whole wide world didn't know. Jarilla makes a good point there, Killjoy. Exactly, Gina Bina. We do get better. We break cycles. We grow and evolve and become better versions of ourselves. And that's a choice. Right. And that's part of the reason why I'm not talking about all this new fakery MLM, y'all, I'm going to heal my diabetes bullshit. I'm talking about the period prior to this because of some of the conversations that went on. Right. I agree with that too. Right. Anything will do so long as she's swallowing something. If Foodie can't do it, then he suggests she do what I did, which is start from the bottom. Now I'm here. Gave up everything, went to detox, took the jail time, went to rehabs, completed 3 years. Hey, girl, Killjoy, don't matter how you got there, honey, just that you got there. Proud of you. Takes courage and strength to be able to do that. Everybody's bottom is different, my gal. We done talked about this plenty of times. Some people can get off that elevator long before it reaches the bottom, but some of us got to ride it further down. That's just how, just because everybody's here. Right. See, Jarella's singing it. Jarella's on board. She knows. She ate some random shit trying to pass it off as what she's actually eating in a day, but I don't believe not nary bit of it. So let's continue on with this girl's fuckery here. Chantal needs to leave everything. She damn near having no responsibility for her to walk into someone making decisions. Yep.
I was spoiled. She would tell my mom, I think Chantal has a problem with food. She wouldn't keep asking for snacks.
She's talking about grandma. It sounds like grandma was the only rational motherfucker in that whole family. The only one that actually gave a damn about her because she went to who? She went to Shmee, telling Shmee she's got a problem with food. Something's got to change or this is going to be a problem. Dad's mama seems to be the only one that actually gave a fuck about her. Shmee didn't care because Shmee didn't want to fool with her. And here she is blaming this woman that wanted nothing more than for her to get some help, obviously. Otherwise, she wouldn't have said anything.
So the history goes way back.
All right, so I tried changing the time again on my meter, but it reset. I don't know why. It was the same date as yesterday even, so some people were like, well, it's not the right date.
I'm sorry. I left that in there because of that tone. First off, boo-boo, you need to be less worried about your date and time on that thing and more about the numbers and the big bold print on there. That's the fucking numbers that's going to kill you, that's going to cause a problem, that's going to be an issue, not the date, not the time. I thought you didn't give a shit what we thought out here. I thought we was just haters and we're all idiots and we're all brain dead zombies out here. Why do you care? See, that shit's what bothers me. She's so focused on shit that don't matter that she's slowly killing herself.
The medication is starting to give me digestive problems.
Hey, yes.
I feel feelings similar to when I was on Ozempic, to be honest. That fullness feeling, like that really full feeling. I have heartburn, indigestion, and as much as I eat bad food, I never really get heartburn.
We know that's a lie. But let's get into the metformin. Okay? Because she's not intelligent enough to pick up Google to do a simple Google search to know this, let's talk about the metformin. The metformin is actually prescribed to people who have obesity, not anywhere near the level that she's at, that actually is used for diet. and weight management. It's most frequently used in combination with naloxone, of all things. So the fact that she's experiencing those full symptoms like she would with Ozempic, that's exactly the point. The whole, it's giving me indigestion and I don't normally have indigestion. The fact is if she's got indigestion from that, it's probably because of her behaviors. Come on now, everybody out here knows the girl eats and then what does she do? She lays down. She finds a way to get horizontal, whether she's in seal position or she's just all the way flat. For the body to actually properly process food in such a way that you don't end up with heartburn, you're really supposed to stay upright for at least 2 hours. Or that too, Crabapple. She eats while she's laying down, you know. So, yeah. I mean, God's honest truth. I mean, you see the indigestion complaints and stuff with old people, especially in nursing homes, because I can tell you, working around them, you see it. They go to breakfast, they lay down. They go to lunch, they lay down. They go to dinner, they lay down. And every one of them is on Protonics or Prilosec or Pepcid or some version of gastric medication thereof. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. But yeah, all medications don't really agree with everybody. Hopefully your reaction wasn't too terrible, because I know that's got to be scary. There's that too. Right? And that, there's a lot of varying things that are going on that are causing the things that she's complaining about, but that's because she's a fool who's not willing to listen to anything or even do research to find out what the hell could be the cause of what it is that's going on. She's not even willing to reach out to the doctor that prescribed it to say, hey, is this normal? Admitting she never feels full without medication should tell her. Exactly. Ooh, exactly. Exactly. Well, yep, pretty close. Gastroenterologist says she sees more and more patients, especially young people. Well, I mean, obviously there's going to be, varying factors in relation to each individual person, related to their health choices, like diet, exercise, whether or not they use tobacco products, whether or not they drink or not, and to what amount. But most of the time, like whenever you see people with like ulcer problems and stuff like that, little mama butt my face before I got on here. So I had a hair stuck to me. Number one cause usually of like stuff like that is usually this and cigarettes. It's real common, unfortunately. But if they're not, obviously that's going to require more in-depth discussion for them and probably even some testing to help narrow it down. But it's not a good sign. 'Tis true. 'Tis true. Exactly. But you can't tell her nothing. Well, there's that. I mean, obviously, she's going to want to green leafy vegetables like fruits and veg are probably going to be her best bet. She's going to want to limit anything white, which would be white bread, white rice, potatoes, processed sugar, and salt. It will actually help her quite a bit to do that. Now, she's going to want to stick more to the lean meats, which is your chickens and your fishes. But she can have obviously some non-lean sort of meat here and there, but it's really not recommended for her. Not because of the protein in her urine, Yep. Me and Drell is on a wavelength today, girl. Yeah, never gonna happen. I agree.
But I'm having heartburn, and I really don't feel an appetite to eat dinner. Like,
Hi,
honestly,
Liv.
the cat jumps on me throughout the night, and I can't kick her out. I just can't do it. Ugh.
The irony of it all. The woman who can't kick the cat out of the bedroom, who previously kicked 2 animals completely out of her house and out of her life, one of which she knew was terribly ill. The fuckery of it all.
But it is reducing appetite because I don't feel like...
And I love
I didn't know
that.
that metformin did that. You know, I heard people say, well, research the medications you're taking. Well, I don't really want to do that too much in depth because I know if I do, I'll freak out because, I don't know, some of the side effects can be horrible, you know?
Oh, but all right. All right. Let me stretch it out and get ready for this. All right. I done said it before on a short, but I'm going to hit it on it again. All right. We worried about the side effects of medication that's been around for multiple decades and proven to treat the diabetes of patients worldwide successfully for years. But we wasn't worried about, and we wasn't worried about smoking that glass pipe on somebody's random floor. We wasn't worried about the side effects of Molly. We wasn't worried about, catching all sorts of STDs. We're not worried about the side effects of our choices until it actually requires us to grow the fuck up. Nah, boo-boo. That look ain't what you think it is. Ain't nobody out here buying your shit. You just don't want to fucking do it. Just own it. You wasn't worried about all that food that you shoved into your head. You wasn't worried about what was going to happen when you shoved a whole box full of fucking llama into your head. You wasn't worried about the side effects of eating a 250 milligram fucking gummy every night. You wasn't worried about the side effects of drinking a whole damn bottle of champagne at one time. You think we're supposed to care that you're worried about the side effects of a medication that is proven to help people? And all because it's causing you a little bit of discomfort? And it comes with the responsibility of having to act like a fucking adult? You can get the fuck out of here with that bullshit.
Feeling like melancholy and depression from just lately just remembering my grandmother a lot more. Like, I'll just be laying there and then all of a sudden...
Me too.
Something will just flash in my mind, like a memory. And it almost feels like a different life. And I wonder what she would think of now. You know, there was that one Canadian guy who just mowed down with his car and
Oh, let me back up. We're going to get to that in just a second. Number one. This is another one. This hits really fucking close to home for me. So, all right, bitch, you pulled my string one more again. So here we go. Number one, your fucking ass didn't give 2 fucks about her when she was alive. Miss, I'd love to go grocery shopping for her again. You only did that one damn time the entire time that you've been on YouTube talking about how much you love your grandma. Okay, number 2, if you gave 2 fucks, you wouldn't have showed up to the damn hospital high as a fucking kite and dressed like a $2 hooker rolling up out of Tijuana, okay? Number 3, you would have shown up to her fucking funeral wearing something respectable that didn't involve your ass hanging out. The only reason you worried and thinking about Meemaw now is because you are having a crisis of conscience because you realizing that you are a banana peel in an open hole in the ground away from being in a fucking box. When you genuinely care about the loss of somebody, you know what you do? You live your life for the fucking better on their behalf. If you think your grandma really hurts your feelings, wait till your mom is gone. The only reason that Meemaw didn't mean that much to you is because despite how you like to claim, you didn't give that much of a fuck about Meemaw. Meemaw was simply useful to you, and you made that abundantly clear about how easy it was to manipulate her. If you genuinely gave two fucks about Meemaw, you'd be thinking, you know what? Meemaw would want better for me. Meemaw would want these things for me. She would want me to be healthy. She would want me to be happy. She would want me to be in a place where my life is better than it was when she left it. And that would be your fucking aim. So you can put Meemaw away and stop using that as this fucking pity card, because you know what, bitch? A lot of us out here deal with fucking grief and we don't act the ass about it either. And we don't use it as a shield. You can miss me with that bullshit. Right. Meemaw's over here looking out for BBJ, not your ass. Yes, exactly. Exactly. And that pisses me off. Right. Thank you. Exactly, Moonface. That girl. But real quick. Let's talk about the difference between FDA approved drugs and this MLM Metamucil with some vitamins thrown into it. Okay. First off, FDA approval. Everybody's aware that FDA approval takes quite a while. It takes years for medications to get themselves cleared. Okay. Now, her whole discussion about these symptoms, I'm going to tell y'all just a quick and dirty version of what's involved with the FDA process and trials and everything in relation to symptoms. Okay. There are 66 people in here. I'm going to count me. That's 67. Let's say we are all running a drug trial for the medication. Fuck it all. Okay. We're all taking it. Okay, they're going to get medical history from us. They're going to document everything that when we're walking into this first day, this is the first day of the fuck it all trial. Okay, we have given them our entire medical history. They know everything about us, our height, our weight, our cholesterol levels, our CBCs, our CMPs. They know it all because we gave that to them before we ever started this first day of this trial. Now, I'm going to pick somebody at random out of the chat here. Let's say Jarella, 7 days in, gets a cold. They have to list respiratory symptoms as one of the side effects, even though she's gotten a seasonal cold. We're going to jump to another one. Holly in hell here starts having indigestion because she had a bad burrito from, 7-Eleven on the way home from work one night. So they have to list indigestion. Okay. So here we are, and now Shmi inadvertently, even though, they know that there's some stuff off with Shmi's lab work, Shmi inadvertently has a heart attack because of underlying stuff that was going on before we started this fuck it all trial run. So they have to put prospect for heart attacks in those side effects. It doesn't matter what it is. If let's say, let me pick another person here. Moonface Pondu, while in the midst of all this, she starts having acne. So they have to put that on there. It is a necessary requirement for these companies to list every one of these things that happen during the course of the fuck it all trial, whether it be fuck it all or I don't give a damn or any medication. It is legally required for them to list it to reduce their liability just in case. There you go. Holly says, I got the burrito bubble guts. There you go. So right. But remember, this fancy Metamucil with some ground up vitamins in it ain't supposed to have no side effects. You can miss me with that nonsense. Hey, Miss Claudia, geriatric nurse from Germany. I had 2 weight loss surgeries, and I'm leading a support group for people who had surgery. I agree with most of your opinions. Your medical knowledge is thumbs up. Thank you. Actually, Miss Claudia, I am a post a post weight loss surgery person as well. I had a gastric bypass 25 years ago, and I kept all of the weight off for just shy of 25 years. And then the menopause, put a pause on my metabolism for a little bit. But I have since gotten that weight back off, and I am 15 pounds to the weight that I was at before the pause went. Put that weight on your booty, girl. So I understand there's a lot to go on. There's a lot that you go through with weight loss surgery. I'm glad that somebody's doing that, because we need people out here to help guide them through the process, especially early on, you know. I trust fuck it all. Exactly. Thank you. That's why I say that. But hey, and whoever mentioned the Robin Williams skit, I absolutely love that skit. That's why I used it, you know, because he is probably one of my favorite people in relation to entertainment. Him and Anthony Hopkins. Yeah, my two favorites. They're the greats. Shakeology vibes. Yeah, kind of. I have Lyme disease. Most of the meds I've taken are off label. Well, hey, if it works for you, it works for you. And I don't fault that at all. But my issue with her is the fact that she's trying to claim that this MLN Metamucil is basically like this great, wonderful, magic bullet of a product. And there is no such thing. Let's see. Wait, chat's moving a little faster. You fine. That's been a long time ago, but yep. There's a film called Living Proof. That's a real eye-opener about FDA approval process. Yes, absolutely. So when, you know, I kind of break that down and give y'all the real quick, dirty, rough hand version of the FDA process and trials and side effects, because, you know, I know you guys see those commercials and they say, you know, this medication may cause anal leakage, impotence, you know, a scratchy bunghole, you know, all this other various stuff. It's not that the likelihood that you may get that is, of course, always there, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's guaranteed to happen. You know, they have to say it because they have to kind of cover themselves from liability. It's kind of like the whole discussion about the Ozempic that we had previously, and I talked about it in a short. These people that are suing, crab apples. I actually said anal leakage and then impotency, but that's funny that you put them together, though. That's great. With the Ozempic, actual gastric paresis is a listed side effect of Ozempic and Wegovy and medications like that. That is par for the course with what the medication does. These lawsuits coming about from Wegovy and Ozempic, they may get some money, but they're not going to get what they're thinking, you know, because even though this physician, this PA, this nurse practitioner said, hey, we can give you this and this will help you lose weight, it is part of their responsibility for all of you guys too. You have to meet those providers in the middle. You need to learn about those medications to make especially if it's something like a weight loss medication, or if it's something, even if once you do start taking something, you need to look into it and know everything that there is to know so that you can be on the lookout for symptoms that could hurt you. Do not take anything blindly, simply on somebody's word. Informed consent is there for a reason. Educate yourselves. Knowledge is power. Protect yourself. I tell people this. I've said it plenty of times. There are 250,000 deaths related to medical treatment every single year. And these are people that do this stuff every day. It's because we're humans, and you never really can know exactly what's going to happen. That's why, even though medicine is a science, it is not a hard and fast black and white science. It is ever evolving and changing and growing. You have to roll with the changes as time and information come out and are provided. So please, anybody out there, if you have a discussion with your provider and they say, I want to put you on XYZ, you can take that prescription from them, but before you start taking it, I would read up on it just to be sure. Oh no, here for fun. No. That's per year. That's annually. Exactly, Moonface. I agree with you. There is and never will be a magic bullet, a magic fix, nothing. People in our group are 5 to 10 years after. From my experience, the surgery is not an option. No, it's absolutely not. No physician that I'll rephrase. No physician in their right mind would do surgery on Foodie. Because I can guarantee you she will have every issue imaginable post-surgery because she does not listen and will not listen. Every single body is different. Exactly. There's a lot of nuances to the human body. The basic function of it all, of course, is the same, but there's always individual nuance from person to person. You got to look at the big picture and then zoom into the fine details to sort all through. It's like detective work, if you'll think about it. That's part of why the human body has always been so fascinating for me. Exactly. Yep. Exactly. Although I got to say, Jarella, I wish they would figure that out, because that would be so bomb to be able to just go, whoop, just go, do, and just scan somebody and be like, okay, we done figured out what's wrong. You need some potassium and your gallbladder's got to come out. That would be amazing. It would be wild if we could get to that point. Ozempic isn't even new. It took 1 million years ago. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's been out for a while. It was actually specifically designed for the treatment of diabetes, but when they realized, hey, people are losing weight with this, they were like, cha-ching, kind of like your oh my God, I can't think of the name. It slipped my mind. Oh my Lord, the Boner tablet. I can't think of the damn name of it. Somebody help me out there. Y'all know what I'm talking about. The little blue pill. Help me. I don't have to give them, so it ain't like I can think of it right offhand. Viagra. Thank y'all. See, y'all knew where I was going. Take Viagra as a primary example. Viagra was created to be a hypertensive medication. And when they realized, hey, all these guys are telling us they're getting boners that won't quit, they were like, whoo, and all they could see was dollar signs. So every medication has the distinct possibility, if it has a positive side effect like that, a positive kind of offshoot, that they will take it and repackage it and rebrand it to sell it for that reason. See Alice too. See, me and Jarella, we on the same page. Exactly. Yep, it was a hypertensive medication, and all these old men was taking it, walking around going, the pharmaceutical companies like money, so yeah, well, believe it or not, that's actually not uncommon. I've heard people say that before. Well, might create a problem for old Sala boy. No, I know. I just make my jokes. I just make the jokes, Jarella. That's all. I'm trying to make it entertaining, simply because, I know a lot of people, whenever you kind of connect things together with some form of humor, it helps people retain things. So, I mean, I'm trying to be entertaining. I don't want to just be sitting here rattling off trying to rattle off perpetual information. Eventually people will get bored, or they won't remember something that, might be useful to them. So that's all that is. Yeah, there's always different names. They're always perpetually rebranding. Like after the lawsuits and stuff with the Wegovy and the Ozempic, I can almost guarantee you they'll probably find some kind of way to tweak tweak it and rebrand it under another name and start, using it again. Med research company. The docs told me all of a sudden everyone at the nursing home was walking around with a huge smile, joking, a heart pill fixing plummet. Yeah, man. Wait, then her boss would be, yeah, man. Yeah, man. Just lazy and has either placeboed herself into energy or she's just lying. Honestly, could be a little bit of both. She's lying to herself about the fact that it's probably not going to work. And it's just the action of following through. I'm surprised you didn't know that. That's actually another one of those ones. But Cialis supposedly works longer, and it's more of like a gradual peak and trough in the level. So you got that going for you. I'm glad you're not fussing at me, though. Do your hips, do your lips, let me look at that. Do your lips hang low? Do they wobble to and fro? Can you tie 'em in a knot? Can you tie 'em in a bow? Can you throw 'em over your shoulder like a continental soldier? Do your lips hang low? That's an old song. Holy moly. There we go. Smee met me in the middle on it. Oh, yeah? Get down with your bad self, Drella. But he isn't consistent with anything. No, she's not. And I agree with you, Rebecca. He's actually having her do all that so that they can try to hawk some junk. All right, let's keep going on this girl's bullshit.
I think now, there was that one Canadian guy who just mowed down with his car an entire Muslim family. I don't know. I just feel safer here. I'm not saying that would happen to me, but it is something that makes you paranoid when you see these things in the media. It's just
her talking about violence toward Muslims. Y'all are going to love this. Her being paranoid, that saying she feels like somebody could possibly be a threat to her because of her transitioning to Muslim faith. The instance that she's talking about, that happened 5 years ago. 5 years ago. And she wants to use it right now as I'm possibly in danger because I'm a Muslim. I don't know about y'all, but I mean, based on what I've heard, I mean, I don't know if any of y'all out there are from Canada or are Canadian or currently living in Canada, but I was of the understanding that their relative safety in Canada is actually much more trustworthy than it would be in other countries. Am I right? Ooh, with the extra cheese. Bleh. So, I mean, I think this is just one more excuse for, I don't want to go. I'm trying to talk y'all out of trying to put pressure on me to go back to Canada because I'm trying so hard not to.
So surreal to me that people die, that people die that you love. Death, it questions your own mortality. It puts life into perspective for me that we're not here to just consume, and the purpose of this life is to prepare for the next one.
Ooh, first off, real quick, and I don't know nothing about nothing in relation to Islam, but I don't think they believe in reincarnation. Did that somebody? I thought I heard somebody say that was 5 years ago. Okay, that's good to know. But that's been a while. That's been a little bit ago. I mean, I don't think that she's really gonna have to worry. Hi, my man. Here's my little boy. This is Jinxie Bears. My little boo baby. He's coming to check on me. What you doing? Are you gonna lay down? You gonna lay down and provide us some ASMR? Oh, he's so sweet. Hi, baby. I don't know if y'all can hear him. He's got a super loud motor. Oh, Lord. That whole conversation about death and her mortality, and the fact that, it makes you consider all sorts of things and this and that. Y'all can see where he tore his booty up. See back here? He done pulled hair out and done all kind of stuff. The poor baby. We're doctoring on him though. We're doctoring on the boy. He's already feeling batters. I'm already feeling batters. Miss Cheryl, Jinx is named because of his hijinks. He's a little rascal. He gets into all kinds of trouble, but I still love him even though he does. But he's a very sweet man, even though he does get himself into all kind of stuff he shouldn't be into. I'll tell you, the whole conversation, here we are at almost 40 and the girl's having a realization that eventually she's going to die is kind of wild to me, because most of us kind of figure that out when we're children and our first pet dies, or, a grandparent dies and stuff like that. And I mean, I got to say, I was very, very lucky. I didn't actually have pretty much all of my grandparents were deceased when I was born, except for my dad's mom. And she didn't pass away until I was an adult. Hi, Mama. So when I went into nursing in my 20s and I was around people all day long that were dying or that were coming into the ER dying, it made it really easy, really fast to acknowledge that eventually one day I am going to die. What does it say about the level of self-awareness that this one has? Hi, thank you for the sugars. I appreciate you. That it took an actual threat to the prospect of death for her to actually realize, oh shit, I might die. And eventually I am going to die. Thank you. You're so sweet. Are you going to lay down? You going to lay down? Thank you for the kissy. Thank you for the kissy. I appreciate that. Are you gonna pick a spot and settle? Huh? You gonna pick a spot and settle? You poor thing. Right. That is rather unusual, which speaks a lot to the fact that Foodie is like incredibly close. She's very close to actually dying young. When, I mean, it seems to be based on, her genetic line. I mean, even though she's blaming everything on genetics, that, I mean, there's a fair amount of longevity in her family line, So, yeah, they like to congregate. Are you going to pick a spot, my man? I love you too. You're a sweet boy. Thank you for the sugars. I don't think we all go through some wild abandonment. She hasn't. I don't think so either. Hi, Janet. Good to see you, my darling. When I was a CNA in the Alzheimer's home at 18 while going to massage school, it really opened my eyes to death and illness. You get based on your life choices. Yes, 100%. I have had whole conversations about the things that I would do if varying things came about for me. And it is watching how things play out, especially now since the COOF has rolled through and how healthcare has changed. I have made executive decisions of things that I may not ever have happened to me if I'm lucky. And I'm not playing about it. I am not at all. Oh, bless his heart. I used to have a pup that liked kitty cats, and she lived with us. And I had 2 cats then when I got her, and she was an incredibly sweet girl too. So some babies just love everybody. I was a nursing assistant for 4 years. I'm used to death and I'm used to the prospect. Yeah, eventually over time, the more you're around it, you just kind of like, okay, it's coming eventually. I'm just going to do the best that I can to ride this train as long as I can, yeah, there are. And I really like having those kinds of discussions and everything because we have all had a lot of us have had a lot of, corresponding experience and then varying experience all at the same time. And to me, that's awesome. I love having those kind of talks. Mother and grandmother and I had conversations about the brevity of life in her later years. Her frank stoicism and acceptance has stuck with me. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, I'm trying to work here. Do you want to sit in my lap? So real quick, I don't know if you guys saw it in the description, and I know that I've mentioned it previously on other videos, but I want to talk real quick about the giveaway that I am doing effective tonight. I am going to be sending out a Villa Air gift goodie bag for 3 of you lovely folks out there. Tell them about it, Vanna White. You want to show them? All right. So every one of y'all are getting your very own llama for those mental health de-stressing nights. You want to give him kisses too? That you can lay on the bed and have your mental health discussions with because you don't want to pay for a therapist. You got Limey the llama here for all your mental health needs. Okay. I am giving each of you, 3 of you, this is a part of the grab bag for everybody. Okay. I am giving each and every one of you your very own Swiss Army back scratcher.
The back scratcher. Oh, I can reach it. Seriously. Oh my god, I can reach it. I can reach my vagina.
And I mean, obviously, a back scratcher by itself is very beneficial, but because we have got to go above and beyond, you with your Swiss Army back scratcher have an infinite number of uses for this item, including if you don't happen to have utensils available, your back scratcher is always there for you. And last but not least, your Swiss Army back scratcher can also be used as a self-defense item in the rare event that your cat decides to troll you on live TV in front of God and everybody.
I need a weapon. For real. You bitch. Hey! Come out now. You. Oh no. Fuck. Pete! 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 There's an intruder! Come here. No. Come. Here. The weapon. No. I fucking swear. I'm not hallucinating.
Okay, so that is 2 of the items thus far in our Villa Air grab bag up for grabs for 3 of you lucky folks out there. Another thing you're going to be getting is you are going to get a bag of coffee that Lambo never got into her grubby little mitts, courtesy of Death Wish Coffee. So thank you to one of you lovely folks out there, by the way, that recommended the bag of coffee because, why not? Everybody needs a good stiff cup of coffee in the morning. And, I'm going to be throwing in some saltwater taffy made locally. I do not want you guys to be surprised, but it is not your typical saltwater taffy. It is actually freeze-dried saltwater taffy, which gives it a crunch and keeps that gooiness out of your teeth. So I'm going to be throwing all of that together for 3 of you lovely folks for saying thank you for being here. I appreciate all the fun times that we get to have together in our little mental health steam releasing foodieverse anonymous meetings. You know what I'm saying? So after this stream is over, in the comment section, if you want me to put you in the running for this beautiful, ever so illustrious grab bag, all you got to do is leave a comment, and tomorrow afternoon, after I get myself settled, I will record it, and I will also post it in the comments section for you guys to show who our winners are. So you will have a full 24-hour period after this to throw your name in, and good luck to every single one of you. Now, from that point, when I post the winners, I will also be posting my email address. I will need you to send me whatever relevant contact I need to send it to. I absolutely can. Crab apples, I absolutely can. We can certainly work it out getting it to you. No problem. So that's what I got going on. There are other giveaways coming up. The drawings on these will be the next 2 Fridays. Next week's giveaway is going to be gift cards for Lush products, because even though I love y'all, hi, thank you. Thank you for the kissy. Thank you for the kissy. I'm trying to work. I'm trying to get some work done. Even though I do genuinely love every one of you all being here, I am not willing to spend a ton of time in Lush picking out a bunch of products for you all, because for those of y'all that remember Vlogtober, I told y'all being in Lush is incredibly overwhelming in relation to smells. And if you stay in there too long, you're going to end up with a headache. So what I am going to do is I am going to let you guys have that gift card. And if you want to, you can order stuff for you, or you can give it away. You can re-gift it as a Christmas gift if you like, whatever you want to do. And the third week, I have not quite picked out what I'm doing yet, but as soon as I kind of get an idea of what I want to do for the third week, because that will be the week before Christmas, the weekend of Christmas, I will absolutely let y'all know. Okay. We have a good time here. We deal with a lot of nonsense, and I want to just be able to say thank you to you guys, because you guys have always been so great to me. And I appreciate y'all being here to deal with my insanity and my foolishness and all of that too. So don't forget to throw your name in on that. Right. That would be probably be incredibly accurate. So realistically, I'm ducking in there. I'm hooking up the gift certificates, and then I'm rolling right back out. So I couldn't go in there and pick out like a whole gift basket of stuff for y'all. My head would be ready to pop by the time I rolled out of there. So let's see. All right. We are going to continue. Boo Man's doing his ASMR thing for y'all. You know they can hear you, don't you? They can hear you.
You know, it's like a big test. A big development of the soul. So that's what makes me think, like, you know, material things just don't matter.
Ooh. The secondhand embarrassment. Material things don't matter, y'all. This is a test of the soul and development of the soul. Boo-boo, you done failed. And you ain't even through half of the average lifespan. You done failed. Ma'am, your primary function on this internet is to try to flex and dunk on people. I think it's pretty safe to say that your moral bankruptcy is a true surefire sign that you failed. Thank you, Devil. I enjoy doing things with you all, and I like doing stuff to make people smile. So that's kind of like the hat thing. I did that just for the fun of it, you know. I would not say that she is 535 pounds, but I do think she weighs more than she's letting on to, you know. That's a good question. I think it probably will have to be eventually, and I think that's some part of a little bit of why they've still got the plastic on the seats. Yep. Ooh,
I have to focus on my journey and not everything else around trying to pull me down, you know?
I swear. Hi. I'm going to use you as a pillow. Yeah, she weighs more. I think she weighs more than, probably even a little bit more than that, Jarella, but not 535, you know. You know, I would say she's probably in the low 400s. That's just me, though. At 5'1", I mean, she's carrying a lot of damn weight. So let's see. Right. This whole I need to quit focusing on bad things and focusing on my journey. Come on now, let's be real, old girl. You don't want to have to focus on nothing other than trying to spite people. Speaking of spiting and being smug as fuck, that's what this whole next section is just her being a spiteful dick.
And I've been doing something else that I will talk to you guys about shortly.
The lead up to the scamming.
Not in this video, but upcoming, that has really been helping with my energy levels, like badly, and my appetite. So I'll be talking about that. Really, it was a hard lesson, but I realized the more you share with people, it's really not a good thing to do that. Yeah, we are...
You do know you created this monster, right? You mad because people want to know the details because that is all you've given them over the last 2 years, right down to your STD infections and the fact that you had a yeast infection so raging that you could have produced a whole loaf of bread out that hoo-ha. This your fault. Hi. Can I get you to lay down? Can I get you to lay down? Can you pick a spot for me and lay down? I love you too. You're my baby. I love you too. You're my babes. You're my boo babes. Oh. Hi. Oh, I love you. I love you. Right. I'm not terribly concerned about exactly what she weighs either. I mean, the fact is like, come on now. I mean, if you can't be honest, I mean, it has less to do about her actual size and more to do with the fact that she's so incredibly in denial that she can't even embrace reality, you know? Right. Crabapple says, hi, Jinxie Bears. Crabapple says, hi, Boos. Right. We've seen more of her than we want to, talking about Missy. It's not good to share personal things online. Blah. Right. Can't tell what she weighs because her body. Yeah, she is very, very oddly shaped. Yeah, we done seen everything. The good, the bad, and the ugly. Oh, yeah, no doubt about that. Exactly. I'm more worried about my weight and health, but I look at her as a reminder of what not to do or be. Exactly. And that is the way that I view this whole situation with it all. I mean, I get irritated, and I said this not long ago. I mean, the nurse in me wants to grab her and just shake her and fight with her to get her to wake the fuck up. But you know, the fact is that realistically that'll never happen. Even if I ever was even in the room with her, nothing that could be said or done to her would wake her the fuck up. But I mean, if there's something that could be said amidst all the conversations that goes on here and out here and the rest of girl world out there that, you know, may help somebody to come to some realizations and have them to help change their priorities and putting their health first, then I'm all for that. I say that jokingly, obviously, Bridge. I feel blessed that I never saw her in other regions. Oh, you be very glad you missed it, girl. It was, ugh.
100% fine with you thinking that our marriage is fake. Trouble.
Are you now? Well, then why you get mad on here every time somebody talks about how y'all ain't got no chemistry and it looks like he's walking around with his auntie or his grandma? Why you get so bothered then?
With stupidity, like just nonsense. I can't stand it. It's a pet peeve of mine.
That explains a lot of her perpetual anger because she looks at her own stupidity all day long.
And yeah, but I have to say that these health issues, more than anything else, even more than the clots and the embolism in my lungs, more than anything, hysterectomy, this is really scaring me, you know, for some reason, because I just feel it. I just feel like I really, really can't mess around. I need to do it. I need to hold myself accountable. I saw some comments where people...
I can kind of give my summation of why it is that this scenario and her current health status scares her more than the previous things that have gone on for her. That's because, number one, she can entirely live without a uterus. That's not, of course, going to be an ordeal for her. The clot in the lung thing, that's entirely treatable. I mean, we know this, and it requires very little effort on her part. Simply swallowing a pill to manage that is simply all of the participation aside for her part that is really necessary. And the diabetes, the kidney damage, the hypertension, all of these varying problems that she's got cannot just be dealt with medication. She is going to have to participate, and she knows she don't have it in her, and that's why she's terrified. That's funny, crab apples.
People are like, you did this to yourself. I will do.
You absolutely did do it to yourself. Do you honestly think that, you know, we're supposed to cut you any slack on that because you want to be in denial?
I know people are like, you need therapy, you need therapy, you need therapy. I hate talk therapy. I hate it. I've been in therapy so many times in my life since I'm 15. I've seen psychiatrists. I've been to the outpatient binge eating disorder place where they just gave me Vyvanse, which made me feel like I was on some kind of drugs. And
so we've been to a handful of appointments in our life, and we hate it, but it's because it requires work. Another thing too, the therapists are not going to sit there and pat her on the booty and say, oh yes, everything is everybody else's fault. They want you to take responsibility. Another thing that she doesn't like about it is the fact that you're not going to be able to snow professionals. They can read her. They know that she's manipulative. They know that she's a malingerer. They know. They will be able to see her coming before she ever even opens her mouth to try to play the victim. And that's why she doesn't like it, because they are going to hold up a mirror to her that she doesn't want to look in.
I've been through a lot of talk therapy. I've paid a lot of money for therapy, and I just can't. Like, it doesn't, I just dread it. And it's not because it's hard to talk through things. It's just,
Yeah, it is.
I don't know. I can't get past the feeling that I just don't like just talking to one-on-one with a stranger about it. I don't know. It's weird.
This you? You don't want to talk to a stranger about it, but you willing to talk to 1,000 strangers about it online? You said it right here, old girl. You don't want to have to pay for it. You don't want to have to come up off some money. You want somebody to pay you for you to vocalize and talk through your problems. How's that working out for you thus far?
And I know there's a lot of people wishing me dead, which is just like messed up and says more about you than anyone else. But I'm not going anywhere. I'm not going to die, so.
Can anybody tell me if there is actually somebody out here that has actually specifically said that they wished Foodie would die? I know I hadn't. I ain't heard of none of y'all saying that y'all wish she was dead. I listen to a lot of channels. I ain't heard nobody yet say they wish she was dead. Really? I guess that sort of makes sense. There's a lot of bitter feelings there from Frenchie. And I don't really fault her for having bitterness, especially with everything that's gone on. But Foodie's acting like the entirety of girl world is calling for her to die, Well, talking about the prospect of her dying is not quite the same thing as wanting her to die. Pointing out to her that she's killing herself and that if she keeps fucking around, she's going to find out. I mean, that's just pointing out the obvious, I think. But FFG wished her a stroke, which I don't agree with. That karma may boomerang. Yeah, I do. I don't think I would wish that on anybody either. Mainly because, she said she'd be sitting back with popcorn and anticipating it. People are talking about dancing on her grave. Holy shit, that's just fucking ugly, yo. Thank you, John A. I probably just pronounced that wrong, but I appreciate you. I try. I mean, I'm going to say this. I mean, we done had this discussion. See right there. First off, I done seen way too many people die over the course of my lifetime to wish that on anybody, because it doesn't matter the form of death. There is nothing really comfortable or pleasant about it. The dying with dignity conversation that goes on, even with hospice and pain medication and all of that, it is never 100% dignified. It just isn't. And I really don't wish that on anybody. And anybody who doesn't have some sort of hardness to their heart probably wouldn't feel that way either. But, the entirety of this of girl world over there, out here, we're not all wishing for her death. And that's another issue that I have with Foodie. She takes a small group of individuals that make comments and she turns it into the entirety as a whole. And it is not so. Most people out here want her to grow the fuck up and to fix her problems and to act like a fucking adult for a change, you know? Right. But I'm not going to waste my hate on her. It's not worth it. Nobody is. Right. Like all else here, I will be here to observe, to talk about it, for us to say the things that we feel like we need to say to deal with the fact that we are in a position where we have zero control over the fact that this person is slowly killing themselves for money. That's all. I wish she would get herself together and have success. Right. No one should make a living destroying themselves. I agree. Has wished death, essay, and a lot of things on people. She's living proof of karma, 100%. I understand people can be very cruel. That's probably why I don't have Twitter. It's very toxic. It absolutely is. And I'm really kind of selective about how often I go on there, Hannibal. But at the same time, you have at least 2 to 50 people talking about your death. I think that would get to you. Well, I mean, I do agree with that. I think talking about it probably would get to your head, but I would also hope too that having other people talking about the fact that you're going to die incredibly early because of your decision making and choices would be enough to make you go, holy fuck, I have messed up my life and I've got to do something. And even despite that, we are not getting the, I'm genuinely afraid, I need to change, I've got to actually do something, and I'm going to put myself to doing the right thing, to back to her being a smug fuckwit doing asinine shit just simply out of spite. She hasn't learned anything. I don't think she ever will. True enough. Agreed. I can agree with that too. And the argument of that whole argument that her and ALR loves to use, well, we have to eat to live. We have to eat to live. That's all well and fine. But I think it's pretty safe to say that YouTube is also never going to make this whole addiction monetization okay. If someone came on live stream and actually shot up with heroin on live stream for the great wide world to see, that channel would be gone. There has been a whole set of issues, a whole set of deaths that have gone on fairly recently of the fat positivity movement, the big heavy hitter names in the movement, including a professor of fat studies who was set to run a whole fat politics discussion, broadcast that died secondary to heart failure and heart attack. There are many of these fat positivity movement people that are dying incredibly young. We have got to start acknowledging that even though you can absolutely be comfortable in your own skin at any size, you are not healthy in your skin at every size. It is physically impossible. Booger Bear, you got your hair tied up in this thing. Hi, Patricia. Exactly. I am all for that to myself. I know.
Yeah, even out of spite. I don't know.
Spite got you here, darling. Spite got you here. I love you too. You're being a good boy. I'm trying to get some things done though. Come on now. Can you pick a spot and settle? What's got you so pacing? What's got you so active? Normally you lay on the floor and just nap. You're being a camera hog today. Oh, hang on. I understand that the fat positivity movement of wanting to let yourself love yourself, but you should love yourself to the point where you want to do better for yourself. Right. I agree wholeheartedly with that. And that's what I'm saying. This whole, there is no way it's humanly possible to be this heavy and not have some substantial health problems. That's just a fact. I lost my train of thought. Took a left hand turn for a moment. The spite thing, all of this is being done out of spite. This has been a lifelong spite trend. I'm doing it in spite of my grandma. I'm doing it in spite of my mom. I am doing it in spite of the chat. I am doing it in spite of the haters. I'm doing it in spite because I can. Spite and denial will be the cause of her death, even though it won't be on her death certificate.
Stay mad.
Ain't nobody mad.
I'm not gonna let this kill me. Even if it's out of spite. Would have no job, would have no content, and would have.
First off, that right there. Secondarily, unless something drastic happens, old girl ain't got no control over whether or not this kills her or not. The way that the course that we're on, and the fact that she is already reverting to old behaviors tells you that there's a distinct possibility that this will kill her, and no amount of fighting, no amount of calling people brain dead zombie idiots, no amount of swinging at the air, no amount of using yo mama's stuff off of his streams to try to argue for her. No amount of none of that is going to change it. Exactly. She is fucking around, and if she keeps on, she's going to find out. Yeah, I think you lost a lot of support from that last video. Well, I mean, I'm going to say this. I mean, I understand that your mama is coming from a position of he's trying to hold up a mirror to the people that do criticism of her, because there are some obviously that have the same behaviors. But if you want to do her an actual favor, then, just come correct when you do, I mean, that's like I said when I made the short on it, I give him credit for trying to do the research on the scale. He just happened to pick the wrong one, and if just a couple of more minutes, and he probably could have found the right one, and presented that information just as easily as he did with the one that he did find. Oh, I ain't seen that one yet. I ain't seen that one yet, but I will be watching that one though. All right, so let's talk about this part right here real quick.
To go work at a shawarma shop or something. If I die, you're all screwed. The ones making money off of my back, you're all done for. So you better wish them around a long time. What would you do if your bread and butter dies?
I don't know about, I can't speak to it for everybody out here that comes on here talking about this sociopath we're talking about here, but old girl will never be a primary mode of income for me. Never. And most people out here ain't doing this primarily for income, other than a select few. The main reason why is because every damn one of us out here in girl world, we grown ass functional adults who have a life that don't involve being online. Hi. I say that to bring this up too. I filed for monetization after some long thought on the matter. My choice to do so was based purely in being able to supply things for this channel, whether it be equipment, whether it be software to make this better, or to do things like giveaways with you guys, to be able to pay for things that I can take you guys with me for, content-based stuff only. And despite the fact that there has been such a drastic influx of people, and I do thank every single one of you guys for being here, for helping me to make that prospect even a chance. As of this point, I have made, according to YouTube, I've made exactly $3. Oh yeah, y'all, but she's my bread and butter, y'all. She's my bread and butter. It's gonna sound ugly. And y'all, I done told y'all, I ain't the type to try to flex on people. But what old girl don't know is that with my actual real life, I make more money every month than she does. Wanting to talk about being somebody's bread and butter, she might want to take a step back and reevaluate herself. Oh, listen at it. Hey, Miss T. I tried. Chantal is more disgusting of a human than regular Chantal. Yeah, I can agree on that. One time I told your mama that his laugh was terrible, and I hope he never left again, but I don't have anything against him. Yeah, he has his moments where he has moments where he's entertaining to me, but the laugh thing, I do kind of have trouble being able to, what would happen is I would move to another locale. She isn't the first and she won't be the last. I know that overinflated sense of self-importance is the part that she's going to come to a realization about at some point, simply because you would think that she would notice, and she's going to talk about this. Big Girls is a dime a dozen on YouTube, y'all. I love your channel. I love your opinion and from where you get those opinions. I thank you, Amber. I'm glad you do, and I'm glad you're here. Oh, and now the coldness of it all. There it is, like a lump of butter and a loaf of bread from the Dollar Tree. Are you half a cup at Starbucks shaming? That's like a 2-minute phone call. That's funny. Don't watch your mom or FFG regular. Not my vibe. I like calmer, nicer folks. Well, that says a lot about me that you think that I'm a calmer, nicer person to come in here. Bless your heart. I appreciate you, Janet. FFG and Chantal are two peas in a bod. I like how you bring your experience and knowledge to the table. Well, I thank you. I try to make, I could roll through all day and just speak medical jargon at y'all all day, but you are not going to really benefit from that by talking about the things that we talk about in relation to like my health and my personal experiences. It makes it a little bit easier to process and understand, and to make it possible to actually retain it. I'm not going to be the type that's just going to come through and be throwing big words at y'all and expect you to understand it. I get that while there are a lot of people with medical background in girl world, not everybody is going to get the jargon that we use. We could sit there and have a whole conversation about somebody using terminology that they would have no clue what we're talking about. And that's why I do things the way that I do. I want you guys to be informed and to be able to have it put in a way that it makes it easy to understand. Slow talking Hannibal. Lord. It's really interesting, super informative. It does help people to see the bigger picture. That's exactly where that's my aim. I want people to learn from it. I do want them to be entertained while I do it. And I want them to learn something that could possibly help them if they need it, you know. Why I look up and I think Foodie was in a fight with Hamburger Helper. Oh my God. Oh Lord. The community is the only good thing. I agree. I watch her, but that stroke comment made me really evaluate things. I can't really speak to like her motives on all that. I mean, I think honestly, she's dealt with so much trauma over this year that I think realistically, she's got a very hardened heart right now because she's trying so hard not to have to hurt. And I get that. I've been there. And those of you guys that have watched the video from yesterday, I'm going to tell you guys, even though I've worked really hard to gain some measure of peace and everything with my mom passing away, it is very, very hard to do. And you have anger that a lot of times you don't have an outlet for. And for Frenchie, that seems to be Foodie. Whereas like, I don't have that. That's why when I went into that rage room yesterday, I destroyed everything. I mean, I made a mess. I wore myself out. I had sweat running down the middle of my back. I mean, I was just, by the time I came out, my arms felt like I had went through and been weightlifting for an hour because I had just took any bit of aggression that I had out in that room. And I mean, I'm not saying that Frenchie's a bad person. I just think that she's really not in a great headspace. You know, I don't know her well enough to judge her, but just like I wouldn't want anybody to judge me based on the things that I say, especially when I've been in moments of duress, you know, if that makes sense. Well, I get your position on that, Bridge, but I really don't judge people too harshly on their behavior because of the fact that I've done and said a lot of shit that I'm not proud of, you know? So I try not to really beat people over the head with the things that they do. She's raged and hurt many in the community. The problem is that when she focuses her rage on some, they disappear. I can't fault you that. I can't fault you that, you know. The only OG. And see, I like Yaba. Yaba's mostly about having a good time and laughing and dealing with things, you know, with the insanity of it all. Kind of like what we're doing here, you know. Yeah, see, I'm more of this position. I'm kind of with Hannibal on this. I mean, others do see it and they do excuse it, and some see it like you, Bridget, and you say something. I think a lot more of the issues probably stem from those people that are kind of diehard on her behalf, and they can take things too far, you know. I don't know. That's not my camp. You know, I'm not riding really for anybody. And I've said that a bunch of times. You know, I listen to everybody. I watch a little bit of everybody, including her, including your mama, Yaba, Zachary, Michael, just because I try to be receptive to people, you know, because we have a lot of diversity of thought and expression in this small corner of YouTube, you know. That makes perfect sense. I understand that. It makes perfect sense. I understand wholeheartedly why you feel that way, why you feel the way you do about it. I would probably feel that way too. Who of us hasn't though? It's how we move on, how we work to make things right, and things we've done. Just acknowledging that you acted poorly is half the battle. No, I agree. I agree. And not everybody is capable of doing that, unfortunately, though. You know what I mean? I avoided Yaba and Blender for the longest time because I'm stuck living in the South, which I hate more than words can say, and their accents remind me of it, but they ended up being my favorites. I'm guessing that's part of the reason why you like me too. I know I am hella twangy. I can't help it. I haven't watched y'all in a minute. The negs and DC stuff made me leave. Just can't do the negativity. Well, I mean, I'll say this. I like Yaba, but you know, I just can't really get in on that whole side quest thing about negs and DC. I mean, realistically, I think they've really done all the damage that they can do where he's concerned. And letting him and DC basically just pull the dirt into the hole on top of themselves. I mean, that would be enough for me after that. But that's just me. I don't watch Sam anymore. Yeah, there's a lot going on between the two of them. They are them girls. They riding hard for the bag. There's no question. They are putting in the work. I don't know how they have time to balance everything. That my hat's off to them. I don't like the sanctimonious way that she speaks to people. That's always been my issue with DC. Oh, that's so true. I've never been a fan. They only want war instead of to inform and entertain. That's possible. I could see that. All right, let's continue on with the crazy woman.
You can have like a wheat toast or something, a little bit of whole grains per day. That's kind of like whole grain flour, you know?
I'm just going to take what this doctor's told me and just bend it just enough so that I can have what I want.
I feel angered at like the health problems and at myself, and I want to like beat myself.
She's mad at herself and she wants to beat herself, but instead of actually taking that and taking a long, hard look at herself, she instead points it at everybody else out here. Sounds real constructive, doesn't it?
6-pack health arc incoming, and do you not know me by now? Do you not know that I will do everything in my power for that not to be true?
Oh, okay. I'm gonna catch up real quick on this right here. I'm gonna catch up real quick on y'all, and then I'm gonna have something to say about that. All right. So let's see. Yeah, I absolutely love Pulpy. He is so cute to me. Just the way, first off, I love his accent. I love me some Aussies. I love me some Scots, some Brits. I love you. I love all y'all out there that have accents that don't sound like mine. Woo, man, I love me some of y'all. Just saying. For any of y'all out there that happen to not be from here, I absolutely love to listen to y'all talk. I just do. I can't help myself. But he is so cute in the way that he talks, just even if he didn't have an accent, just his whole personality and how he says stuff, it is beyond adorable to me. He is so cute. If I ever got the chance to meet Pulpy, I would be like, can I give you a hug? You're just so cute. I love me some Pulpy. That's just me, though. MFW can be mean as fuck. I like her. I hate that alcohol does that to her. I hope so much she gets herself together and she doesn't have to be so hard to like. Well, I mean, a lot of her issues in relation to her personality and how she speaks and how she behaves is because of the alcohol. And I'm with you. I mean, deep down, I think Katie really realistically, I mean, Katie's got a lot of demons, and that plays a lot in how she is right now. And I do sincerely hope that she is able to get better at some point and to, be the person that she would really want to be, I'm just kind of hoping that she doesn't end up losing her battle with it before she gets that chance, Multitasking as usual, but like your accent, I like watching a few reaction channels, but I get picky. Thank you. I mean, I tell people all the time I don't really hear my accent, but I know it's there. I mean, like anytime I've had to, like when I've been editing and I've had to watch back to clip, like where I've stuttered or something out, and I'm sitting there listening to myself going, oh my God, I can't. It's very cringy for me to listen to me. Popped on. Hope he's okay. You know, talking about these girls just irks the snot out of him sometimes, Crabs. That's why. This is why I love you. And Hannibal, we can derail everything. Everyone gets a say. Hannibal goes to the corner with the rest of us. I do think so too. Based on what she's saying, I absolutely do. She's always done that. We've heard that she repeats from the doctor. How is that what you got from that? Yep. I'm in a good position where I can sit here and talk shit all I want because I'm fairly anonymous here. I don't create an account. I'm only here for lols. And I understand that. Absolutely. That's what irks the holy living shit out of me. She will never acknowledge the fact that the predicament she's in is her fault. She will always blame someone else, whether it be mental illness or the person closest to her. Agreed. She absolutely doesn't. This swarmy face is not working for me. Pulpy is good, but I don't catch him a lot. I kind of got burnt out of FFG too, but love her. Hey, you said it. I didn't, but I can agree with that. I want to get the freeze frame of Foodie on a dartboard. MFW reminds me of Jenny McCartney with her full name from the 90s TV. If she got herself together, it would look, I could see. Yeah, I agree too. I agree with that because Katie is very open and honest and upfront and all that stuff. And I'm going to say, you know, I think that if she did get herself like on the straight and narrow and got healthy and took care of herself, that she would be a force to be reckoned with. No question. I think I came here after I saw you, and I think, Gigi, I got a taste of what you bring to the table and instantly knew that I liked you. Well, I'm glad to hear that, Amber, because, I mean, honestly, I mean, I say it, you know, not for everybody. I will say stuff that will rub people the wrong way. I am not going, if I know that I am coming through from a non-negative place with the things that I say, I am not going to back down from it. That's why, like in all the openings to the videos, you guys will see the word unapologetic. My opinion is my opinion. Nobody has to agree with me. But I am going to say, this is my opinion. This is what I see. This is what I feel. And that's just it. I mean, if I give incorrect information, I will obviously own that. I will never back down from that. But me talking about my perspective on it, it's mine alone. If you agree with it, that's great, you know. So, you know, I appreciate that, but not everybody is really going to agree with me all the time, and I accept it for what it is. So I am really glad that those of you that do appreciate it and do like it are here, without a doubt. I actually heard of you through Cannibal. Cannibal, I like that. And I like how you use your medical knowledge to form your opinions. Well, it's not just medical knowledge, but, you know, it's prior experience too, you know, seeing things not just like on paper or having somebody break them down for me. It's actually being able to see them in action, because like you can have somebody talk to you about diabetes all day long, but until you actually see how things happen as it progresses, it gives you a whole another insight. I'm very much a visual learner in that regard. And, you know, nursing school, and I tell people this all the time, nursing school doesn't really prepare you at all as well as it should for actual nursing. The rubber really meets the road when you get into the clinical field and actually start doing the hands-on work. Because you have that book knowledge, but being able to see it actually play out and see it in person, you know, it's an entirely different sort of feel to it. That's what I like about you, just a real open, raw way that you be in. I think it's the best to connect to others. Well, I mean, it's not, it's just me, you know. I'm not ever gonna hide who I am. I will always be forthright with you guys about what I think, what I show you, all of that stuff. I mean, realistically, I am just as much of a goofball and I am just as opinionated and this is me. I just happen to have the camera on for you guys. I mean, I don't do fakeness, and that's realistically my biggest issues with Foodie and ALR is the fact that they are trying so hard to be somebody that they're not, you know, and it just irks the holy living hell out of me. Be your authentic self, or just don't, you know. Tell people I'm being a fake ass bitch and be a fake ass bitch, but don't be a fake ass bitch and try to tell me that this is who you are. It just frazzles me. I appreciate when I'm talking to someone I disagree with, because it really makes for the most informative and meaningful discussions. It challenges us and it can bring fresh perspectives. Exactly. And I've said that before too. You know, realistically, the fact that we are such a diverse corner of YouTube really says a lot. And the fact that we're able to have discussions and share knowledge with each other from varying perspectives of life experience, it makes us so very equipped to discuss these things and why we feel the way that we do and why we're seeing what we're seeing and all that stuff. I mean, we have medical professionals. We know we've got lawyers. We know we've got people who work in law enforcement. We know at pretty much every avenue that you can think of in relation to profession or knowledge base. It's all accounted for here. And doesn't that speak to the almost awe-inspiring part of Girl World? The fact that we're so diverse, but we all agree on specific things, and we can agree on a lot of specific things in relation to these girls individually. You nurses are the best. I would never be able to do it. Well, I'm going to tell you, like, God's honest truth, and this is going to sound really bad. I didn't really want to be a nurse. That was not my aim. You guys have never really heard me do it, but growing up, I actually wanted to be a singer, and a photographer. But my parents have always come from the place of, you better have something that you can rely on. Now, my brother, he went that whole route of, I want to be a film director. He went to film school. He got a literature degree. He got all this other stuff. And then after it all, he ended up going to school to be an x-ray tech, because my parents finally got to the point where they're like, you better have something to fall back on, my dude, because the likelihood that you're going to be famous as a director is probably really small. And it will take you decades to get there probably. But they hit me very young with you better have a solid plan, because the likelihood you're going to be a singer is pretty small. But I actually genuinely love singing, and I genuinely love photography. And if I could have made a living at that, if I could have found a way to make that happen, I probably wouldn't have been a nurse. But the way it went is, my mom sat down with me one day and she said, you know, you don't have to do this for the rest of your life, but go to nursing school so that you can take care of your bills while you figure out a way to get to do what you actually do want to do. And when I started doing it, I fucking loved it. And I went back to her and I said, how did you know? And she just looked me square in the face, and she got the smile on her. And she said, you're my kid. That's how I knew. She said, you're a lot like me. That's how I knew. And that's how I ended up here. I mean, that wasn't my plan, but things don't always go the way people plan or they hope for them to. Either way, you know, it's probably, this is probably what I should have done anyway, even though it wasn't really what my goal was. Alrighty. That's refreshing as hell, though. You have to be human. And you don't make anyone feel unwelcome. Oh no, I will never. I mean, unless somebody is just flat out all in being nasty to somebody, no. We can talk about whatever. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter to me. But just my only real rule is that, we be that everybody is respectful of each other, Yeah, that's true enough. Oh, haha, dude, I wanted to be ready for Green Day. But no, I did not become a roadie. My background in education is forensics and criminal justice. That's actually really cool, Amber. You ain't never heard of a roadie, Bridge. That's where you ride on tour with the musicians, and you set up the stage, you set up the drums and the gear, and at the end of the night when the show's over, you break it all down and load it up on the truck for the next go. Hey, Miss Lady. Hey, Miss Lady. Come over here. Thank you. Totally came from the same background. Tax accountant here. I ended up loving numbers. Go figure. Isn't it funny how that works out? All my life, I thought I was cool, but it turns out I'm actually a nerd. Hey, man, nerds get. Hey, girl, NCIS and all them other shows have made being nerdy cool, my girl. You just didn't know it. You just didn't know it yet. All right, let's keep going.
Yeah.
Oh, we done got talking all this stuff. I just completely got off track. Her talking about she's going, come here, goofy girl. This whole I'm going to do everything in my power. Y'all don't know me by now. Da, 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 da. All right. Boo-boo, we do know you. That's why we think you're full of shit. You done sat here for God knows how long talking about all the random hellacious shit you gonna do. How you gonna put FFG in jail? How you gonna put Nader in jail? How you gonna sue FFG? How you gonna take everything she's got? And ain't nary a motherfucking thing happened yet. So full of shit. I mean, realistically, I'm at the point with her right now that she needs to just hush, because all she is literally doing is wasting valuable time, energy, and breath to talk about some shit that she ain't never gonna do. Either talk about it or be about it, bitch.
I don't know. My defiance might just save my life in this case.
Girl, your defiance got you here. I don't even want to hear nothing else out of you.
I'm so depressed.
And to me, okay, we done stepped off on this whole other video right here where she's talking about where she was going back to Canada. This right here is probably truth on her part, because you can look at her and tell that she is fucking ate the fuck up with some shit right now. Her emotions are chaotic as hell right here. She got this look to her like she don't even know what to think.
I just feel so apathetic. I don't care about anything right now. I don't care about anything. It's the only thing in my life that I feel that makes me happy is food.
What does that say? What does that tell us, ladies and gentlemen? The husband don't make her happy. The Temu Julia don't make her. The Temu BBJ don't make her happy. The Temu car don't make her happy. The followers don't make her happy. The cameo that she loves so much to rub in people's faces don't make her happy. The fact is she ain't got, oh Lord, girl, don't tell me that. Don't tell me that. Oh no. Well, I'll just have to roll on through it either way. You don't say. So, all right. Being a Muslim ain't making her happy. Pretty sure, Chantal, that the fact that you're emotionally bankrupt mentally bankrupt, as a matter of fact, that has a pretty large amount to do with the fact that you are not happy and the only thing you care about is food. Ma'am, if you had any sort of spiritual connection with a higher power greater than yourself, you might actually have less of a reliance upon that food to make you happy. You might have less of a desire to Eat as much as you do because you will have some sort of contentment in your life. That food is filling a hole that cannot be filled for you. Not with that food. Not with your sham husband. Not with your scam Metamucil business. Tell him, boo. You tell him, boo. Not with the Temu cat or the Temu car or the fart box with a view of the water from the other side of the parking lot. You trying so hard to maintain some level of control when you have none. And this is a transient moment of self-realization for her that was so fleeting that here we are back on the other side of it and smug bitch and I'm just going to do whatever the hell I want and things are going to be fine. You should have stopped and took some time to stay in this state for a while. You might actually have made some actual real progress and change in your life if you'd stayed in this frame of mind.
And I know that to get better and live a longer life, I have to change drastically. And dealing with the emotions that I have because of that is so uncomfortable that I just don't feel like I can. Sometimes I don't feel like I can do it or that I want to do it.
And that is why you will never succeed. Here or in Canada. I done said it 40 million times on this channel. Change is a path wrought through discomfort. Change will never come easy. It will never be comfortable, but it will always be worth it. And you've said it yourself. You just flat don't wanna for whatever reason. So if that's the case, fine. Just say it. I don't want to change. I want to do what I want. I don't give a damn if I die. Just say it. Accept it. And live out the rest of your fucking life the way you want and call it done. But stop coming on here with the teary-eyed realizations and fucking around with people's feelings and then turning right back around the next day and acting like nothing happened. That is gaslighting. That is emotional abuse of your audience, and it is not okay. Holy hell. Oh my God, y'all. Oh my God, y'all. OMG. Look at this. Man. Smee. Hats off to you, my darling. You are my very first ever super chat. I appreciate that. I didn't ever really think I'd get a super chat when I set up that monetization thing, but even that $2, that's still very kind of you. And I will always appreciate that. That's gonna be a lifelong memory for me. That you are my first ever super chat. I'll tell you what, I'm gonna have to commemorate that. Shmee should have swallowed my first ever super chat. Hats off to you, baby. I appreciate you. No, you don't have to feel bad that that's all you got, my dear. I don't need you guys to give anything. Just the fact that you're here is more than enough. I mean, real talk. You know, if you don't have it, you don't have to give it. And I will never ask that of you. And look at Patricia coming through right behind it. Lord, y'all better quit that. Y'all gonna end up making a bitch cry on live, and I don't want to end up doing that tonight. I don't want to get emotional. That's a good point, Amber. That is a very good point. I got faith in it. You better make sure you put your comment in. I love it here. Chat's a lot of fun. You're going to grow a lot. Maybe we'll see. We'll have to see. I mean, I don't want to be one of those people that ends up having to rely on these sane obese women for traction, even though, me giving my opinion and, a little bit of knowledge on them is part of what got me here. I mean, I don't want this channel to be just that. I mean, we've talked about that. I want it to be a little bit of everything. And that's kind of my goal. You trying to take my jacket with you? Oh my goodness. Oh. No, you will. You and Hannibal are balancing girl world. No, well, I mean, this is going to sound crazy. I mean, you guys know this because y'all were here for my birthday and everything. I actually am a Libra. Libras are all about the balance. I'm all for having our discussions around these psychotic women, but, obviously I'm going to want to talk about something else because too much of a good thing is not always a good thing. And that's part of why I think I view it the way I view it, Thank you for the kissy. You're such a sweet boy. I used to be a VIB. I don't think Chantal used to be so difficult to like, but I'm very much into people and I love just about everybody. Yeah, see, me too, for the most part. It's your personality, so you'll do great. Thank you. Stop it. You're going to make me emotional. I don't need y'all to tip my bucket over in here tonight, y'all. Your Vlogmas is going great. I like the videos. I'm so glad because it's going to sound wild, but I don't really think that my life is overly fascinating or entertaining. That's why I said, like, when I decided to do like Vlogtober and then Vlogmas, I was like, it's insane that I'm doing it, but I'm really doing it to try to make myself better at this. You know what I mean? What are you doing? I love you, goofy boy. You know that. Hi, Bun. Hi, Bunny. It's good to see you. I'm glad you caught it. I'm glad you made it. Oh, my God. Y'all trying to make me cry? Y'all trying to make me emotional? Shame on y'all. Quit trying to tip my bucket over. Watching you talk about her reminds me of when I would FaceTime with my friends and chit chat and gossip. See, and that's really kind of what I'm going for, It's just us being able to chop it up and just have a good time and talk about the foolishness of it all. Uh-oh. Bedazzling. Did you see my comment above? No, I didn't. Hang on. The chat is moving actually a little bit faster than I'm accustomed to. Hang on, Lovey. Let me go back and find it. First live I've ever caught of yours. Love your channel. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Y'all stop being so mushy with me. I'm going to end up weepy. Y'all killing me. Y'all killing me with this. Y'all so sweet. Exactly the point. That's what I'm saying. Y'all stop it. Y'all going to make me emotional. I can't be a snarky, entertaining heifer if I'm emotional, y'all. Come on now. Facts. That's why I decided to take my channel in a different direction and step away. Yeah. See, see, me and Hannibal, me and you understand each other because honestly, I just don't see the point. I mean, all it does is tear people down, and it makes the whole game with being on YouTube so much harder. I don't see the point. Thank you, Nutty. But I've said it to you before, though, the lives will always be here. I mean, even though I do like when you're here and when you guys are here and you're able to interact and we're able to have some fun, so, I mean, just so long as you make it at some point and you get some enjoyment out of it, that's really what matters to me. It's been fun. I didn't realize it. It was 2 hours in and I burned my pasta. Oh, no. Why didn't you set a timer, Smee? Oh, my gosh. Oh my gosh, bless your heart. Same. I couldn't hang around anymore once this whole... Yeah, it got unbearable. We haven't burnt pasta, so I might be killed too. Oh no. Oh no. You ain't got no backup pasta, Smee? You got to have another box of pasta somewhere. Let's see. It's okay, Buns. You made it. Oh, you know you wrong for that. Stop it. Y'all gonna have me offline over here crying. Stop it. Quit trying to turn my bucket over. Hey, Abby. How are you, sweetheart? It's been a little while. I know you've probably been busy, but I'm glad you was able to make it. Little Mama is actually good. She was here a little while ago, but tonight we have Boo Man is filling in with the kitty motor ASMR. It's not normal for him, but you know, he decided to come and hang out and make an appearance tonight. Hey, baby. Hi, baby. Thank you for the kissy. You're such a sweet boy. Oh, you got somebody saying hey to you. You got somebody saying hey to you. Abby says hi. Okay, so yeah, work has been heavy, but okay. So, yeah, Boo Man's on here doing his ASMR thing. All right, y'all, we ain't got too terrible much left of this woman's psychopathic behavior. Let's see if we can get through it.
When I feel like this, I feel like I just want to be passive in life and not fight and just lay down. I feel like I'm moving in the thickest quicksand. I was watching Life by Jen documentary, like Mr. Snowflake. He did videos on me too. And I like bawled through the whole documentary on her because I know people think she wasn't a
Abby, there's your girl right there. You called her up.
nice person, whatever. We all have moments. We all are sometimes not nice people. But she went through a lot of suffering. Like, she went through a lot of abuse. She went through a lot of suffering. And unless you have the type of issues with food, eating disorder, food addiction that we have, you can't know the type of hardships. It's like food is literally, it can be. It's so addictive. And people.
Okay. First off, her being emotional by that documentary on Jen is probably based out of a place of selfishness because she is seeing the lineup of Jen's life and her illnesses versus hers. She doesn't give two fucks about Jen. She's already proven that. The nonchalant way that I'm going to heat up some cheese in Jen's honor when she found out Jen died says everything that we need to know about her. Her using Jen as some sort of shield is disgusting. Your food addiction and your issues are your own. You are the only one that can do something about that. And I say that as an addict who's in recovery. All of those fucking addictions stem from the same motherfucking place, ma'am. You've got unresolved trauma that you refuse to deal with. This is entirely on you. And if you want to come right down to it, if we want to, let's talk about Jen for a minute. Let's talk about Jen for a minute. First of all, Jen, nobody out here said that Jen was a bad person that I'm aware of. Jen didn't come across like a nasty human being. Jen had her problems. You could tell. She would come through with the sass when she wanted to, just like everybody else in this great wide world. But I will say this. Jen had fucking Gene enabling her. That was part of the problem. Just like you got old Solid Boy over there enabling your fucking problem. The fact that you can't seem to acknowledge that because that's all you want in your life is people who enable you and pat you on the ass is part of the problem. Don't say that people don't understand, because they do. There are people out here in this community that understand the complexities of food issues and addiction better than you do. And I say this not only as a recovering alcoholic and addict, but I say it as somebody who grew up with a really fucking disordered eating issue where food is concerned. And you know what I did? I got fucking help for it. I am so goddamn sick of this. You just don't understand. We're in a different place than you. No, you're not. You are not the only motherfucker on the earth dealing with food addiction. That is something about the whole fat positivity community that pisses me the fuck off. We have to have food to live. Yeah, you do, but you ain't got to have enough food to feed a family of 5 people. If you do, then that means you need psychological help. And if you refuse to get it, that's nobody's fault but yours. I can't have pity for somebody who knows what the problem is, can see it, and refuses to do anything about it. And I come at that from a place of somebody who has looked that problem in the face and said, I am not accepting this anymore. And I will put it to you like this. If I can do it, any motherfucker can if they want it bad enough. So Foodie, since you like to watch and you listen so intently, how bad do you want it, bitch? I done said it one time in this live. Either you're going to fucking talk about it or you're going to be about it. Which one is it going to be? All right, real quick. Look at all this. Everybody going to go ahead, get her, guy. I'll preach it. I know a lot of devil woman, you so funny. Is it because of the curse words with the accent? It's got to be. If I didn't get pregnant, I honestly think I'd still be an addict. I was so afraid of damaging my kids that I didn't touch anything. See, that's what I'm talking about, Amber. It is entirely possible to change if you want to. If you want to. She just doesn't want to. You know? I have never said I wanted Chantel dead. I've said if she doesn't get medical help ASAP, she's going to end up dead. Yep. Also can spite randos. Yep, exactly. And that is not come through and tell me you're doing something for the right fucking reasons, and then I'll fucking believe you. And don't just tell me you're doing it for the right reasons. Show me. Ma'am, between you, between ALR, between Jen, you name it, any bit of any one of these heifers on the internet. I'm going to lay it out to you the same way I've heard so many people in my program lay things out. And I'm talking about people with 30, 35, 40, 45 plus years with not a drop of alcohol. You can talk the talk all fucking day long, but if you can't walk the walk, it don't mean a thing. And that's my issue with her. I get so fucking sick of her going through this cyclical, I'm having a realization and oh my God, I need to change my life. And then 2 days later, she's back to being the same asshole. Yeah, this is your life, ma'am, but it's going to be your funeral too. And you know what? Ain't nobody out here on the internet going to lose a minute of sleep over it. You're the one freely admitting that you're waking up in the middle of the night because you realize what you're doing to yourself. You have to find something you love more than your addiction, and that's hard. Yep, I agree. More powerful with your accents. Scared me, and I'm from New Jersey. I mean, don't get me wrong. And I'm going to say this. Can you come over here? Thank you. So, I mean, realistically, I know it can be a little bit of a culture shock to an extent to listen to me curse because I don't usually roll into that, for the most part. And, a lot of people do get this kind of view of Southern people that because for the most part, we're very we're very big into the manners and tradition and, stuff like that. So when we pop off, people are like kind of caught off guard. But I know it makes sense that you had that response, I guess. I'm glad you are, Amber, and I agree with you. There are a lot of amazing people in here. There are always a bunch of amazing people in here, There's so much I want to say, but I can't find the words for how frustrated I feel. No, I understand. I agree with you wholeheartedly. There's a lot of us in here that are. I left the comment on her account and she raged before blocking. My rent is due on the 1st. Once I turn off the screen, you'll have problems. You'll still have problems and are just entertainment. Facts. That goes back to that overinflated self of importance. I mean, she seems to think that we're all out here thinking about her as much as she is thinking about us. And have no doubt, we are on her mind all day long. She can try to lie and say that that's not the case, but we know. Every move she makes, every word that she utters is with the intention of kind of goading at people out here. Tell us about your happy life some more, Chantal. If she was truly in love, the change would have happened without effort. Well, there's that. That's another thing about this whole marriage thing that raises questions, because if you'll think about this, I mean, again, I use my mom and dad as the example because that they are, for me, the picture of what a successful relationship is. And I've talked about it before. My parents got married at 16. Neither of them had a high school education. They got married. They had me 6-7 months later. They adopted my 2 older siblings within the same month. They had my younger brother 3 years later. So here we are. They're 18, 19, and they've got 4 kids in the house. Dad working full-time, mom working full-time. And the 2 of them looked at each other and said, we're going to do something different. We need better than what we've got. And they pushed each other to be better all the time. And they supported each other through the process of it all. My mom would go to school. My dad would work. He would help around the house with us and to do whatever we needed help with. My dad would have a round in school. My mom would go to work. She would take care of things. Both my parents worked full time the entire time they were in school. But the fact is they wanted more for each other to a point that they would make it possible for each other to be better and to do better. That, for me, is what a loving relationship looks like, is you want your partner to be the best version of themselves that they can attain because that's what they want and that's what you want for them. This, not even close. And I'll never believe that it's a loving relationship. Yeah, Hanny is very much a Southern Belle. I love that about him. Between being a Southern Belle and a Gen Xer, me and him just, we feel each other, we feel each other. Zero chemistry. My opinion, she thinks she's in love with Sally, but the deep recesses of her mind just doesn't want to be alone. I agree. I think, honestly, that even in her mind, she never really thought that she would ever get married because of how much she dislikes herself. So obviously, when the opportunity arose, she was going to jump at it because in her mind, it breaks that I'm going to always be alone and nobody's ever going to love me because I don't even love me. It's a lot of subconscious stuff going on here. Big families are so wild to me. I love them. It's just me and my sister. I only have 1 kid. My parents are both only children. I never knew my grandparents. Well, there's a lot of complicated family dynamics with my family. And that would take all MF and day for me to go through. I mean, I could tell y'all guys all kind of stories about my family. It's really, there's a lot of really complicated stuff there. We are her chorus of angels trying to block out the despair of the devil. She is so lucky to have these haters in our community. Ooh, speak on it, Killjoy. To be real, you can't put your sobriety on anyone else, no matter how much you love them or they love you. Exactly. You have to want it for you, because without wanting it for you, it may not hold up the way that you expect it to. You know, you have to really come into it from the right place. Love makes all things possible. I have no doubt about that. Hey, Mouse Toes, this is the first time I've seen anything that you've said. You been here for long, or did you just pop up out of nowhere? Yeah, no way they love each other in that house between the. Yeah, Sala's got more heart in him toward the cat than he does with her. You know, the last time she was in love was with the. Yeah, ooh, Lord, tell it. We were rolling through the big old donut. I'll wear my Tiama. Look at this. Smee, quit trying to make me emotional. He loved her. He got that Timu cake. What? Something I love about people who've beaten addiction is they are often so driven and motivated to help other people. That same kind of peace that comes with beating addiction. Absolutely. I have told people that, you know, my life is infinitely better since sobriety than it ever really was. On even the best day when I was still drinking, you know, and I don't want anybody to really think that those good days while you're using, that's all you could hope for, because that's not all there is. You know, the potential for good, for a life that you can't imagine when you're using, is entirely possible, you know, and I want so badly for people to see that. Thank you, Bud. My folks my folks have always been really good people. You know, they've always been the type too that, you know, if people need anything, if they need help, my parents, both of them, always there. Always. Yeah. Nora, they've been in and out, up and down, all over the screen in here all night, baby. It's unusual for little man to be here this much, but little mama's usually in here pretty regularly. All right, let's keep going.
On the internet are just so, in life in general, they're so disgusting towards people with issues like this. You don't get it. So now you know I'm not lying.
First off, let's talk about that, because I mean, let's be real, and we've had these discussions before. I've made shorts about it. It has zero, the response that Foodie gets has really fuck all to do with her size. The same way with Amber Lynn. I've said it before. I will say it again. You have a whole spectrum of body sizes. You've got, take a look. Look at Eugenia Cooney. She is as thin as you could possibly get and still be alive. And people are mean to her. She is not ugly to people, though. You've got me. You've got Tammy Lemon. You've got Hungry Fat Chick. You've got so many other people that cover this large body spectrum in size. And the difference is we're not assholes to people, Chantal and Amber. You're both dicks. You choose to be this way. And then you want to get up in your fifis and hide behind your weight because you're a dick to people and you don't expect people to give it back to you. People are sick of your shit. That's all it comes down to. Do you really think that people out here are going to pat you on the ass and tell you that the way you've behaved and the things that you've said and the things that you've done are okay? If you think so, you're fucking delusional. even more delusional than we have originally thought that you could be. Jesus Christ.
About the scale. Anyway, I don't care what these irrelevant people think, but I'm just, there you go. Okay, that was easy to show you.
My second buzzball.
Ah. Shut up, Amber. Right there. Right there. Every bit of it. I say this. I have met so many people over the duration of my life. I've dated people over the course of my life. And I'm going to tell you, I've met people that have been extremely attractive people, to people that are average, to people that would not be deemed physically attractive by the current standard of society. And the ones that actually I have met some of the prettiest, ugliest people imaginable. People that have done some of the most despicable, disgusting fucking shit you could think of. Your appearance has zero to do with whether or not people view you as a good person or a bad person. If anything comes into play with all that, is that they recognize that you don't even have enough respect for yourself, that why should they care about giving you any sort of respect? There has been a lot of comments that I have seen that have said, of course, all through the body positivity movement, oh, fat phobia. First off, I'm not afraid of being fat. I have been fat. I spent a large part of my fucking life as a fat girl. I tell people all the time right now that I am still a fat girl. I'm just wearing a smaller skin suit. That part of me will never change. The difference is that I've got enough respect for myself now that I decided to take care of this skin suit, to treat it with the respect that it deserves, and to give it the chance for it to hold me up and keep me going for as long as humanly possible. Your lack of care for your own body is why people dislike you and why people say the things that they do. And I know there's a lot of people out there agreeing with me because I'm seeing it right here, right there, right there. My statement is, I'm sick and tired of her ego and smugness she put on, but I love her karma coming back to her. That is the way that it always goes. She loves to tout that karma, but wants to try to act like she's got some invisible cloak keeping her safe from it. That is not how this goes. You know I ain't gonna do nothing but be truthful, Mouse. Hi. You just can't do without getting you some screen time, you little ham. You little ham. I still love you though. Okay, real quick, one more again. We're gonna talk about this. We're gonna talk about this giveaway because I am doing the drawing for this tomorrow. I'm going to show him again. You will have your own emotional support llama. Name him what you will. He will save you $150 an hour in psych fee and therapist fees. Okay? So you will get this lovely gentleman in the grab bag care package, the Village Era care package, Villa Era care package. Okay. Now we're going to get back to the fun part. We're going to get back to the fun part of it all. All right. You are going to get your own Swiss Army back scratcher.
The back scratcher. Oh, I can reach it. Seriously. Oh my god, I can reach it. I can reach my vagina.
All right. And as a part of this lovely, lovely item, it is a multifunctional tool such as if you happen to run out of sporks, the Swiss Army back scratchers got you covered. And don't forget, last but not least, you guys, for all of you all that are worried about the state of personal protection and self-defense in this crazy wide world, you can always use this thing as your go-to method for home defense.
I need a weapon. For real. You bitch. Hey! Come out now. You. Oh no. Fuck. Pete! 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 There's an intruder! Come here. No. Come. Here. The weapon. No. I fucking swear. I'm not hallucinating.
All right. So, item 3. You will be getting care of Death Wish coffee, an illustrious bag of espresso blend coffee that will leave Lambo jealous as she never got the chance to get it in her grubby little hands. In addition, you will also be getting locally made saltwater taffy, freeze-dried for your pleasure. Obviously, you can do with these items whatever you like once you receive them. You can re-gift them. You can use them. I'm sincerely hoping you're going to enjoy them all, no matter what you decide to do with them. But these grab bags there are 3 in total for 3 of you lucky folks out there. Be sure to leave a comment in the comment section after this live is over. You will have 24 hours until the drawing is up, so you got plenty of time and no excuses. Y'all come on through, put in for it. Once I do the announcement part of this, I will post not only the video of the drawing, but I will also post it in the comments, the community tab. Reach out to me at the email that I will give you guys in that same thing. And I will be retrieving whatever pertinent info to get that out to you. We are a no doxing arena, so you do not have to worry about that because you will also have my info as well. It is a equal respect sort of situation where that's concerned, you know. You will absolutely also to be getting a card from me thanking you for being here and for participating, obviously. So that is what our giveaway is for this week. Next week, same night, same drawing day for a gift card for 3 people for Lush for you to utilize however you want, whether you order for you or you pass it off as a Christmas gift to someone else. Do what makes you happy. Now, the last week, I am still figuring out. There's so many choices and I just can't settle on one. But we will get that sorted. And as soon as I know what we're doing, I will announce that too. So here we are. It has been almost 3 hours. I am getting off of here and I am letting you all go because I have to work day shift tomorrow and I still have dirty snowball cookies to make to take to work with me. So I am going to let you guys go. I appreciate every single one of you guys being here. It has been a good time. It always is with y'all. I look forward to all the things that you have to share with me. Don't forget to leave your comment in the comment section. I want to send y'all some goodies. I thank you guys for being with me tonight. Thank you to all of you guys in the replay. And don't forget about the wise words my mom always shared. Be sure to dream. And y'all dream big. Because them dreams are free. But if you want to see and do and have those things, the hustle's going to cost you extra. So y'all get out there and hustle. I hope you guys have a great night. I'll catch up with you later. Bye, y'all.